Hey guys, and welcome to the video. This one is going to be fairly short. It's just going over some information regarding Microsoft and the announcement of their next gen console, or should I say consoles, in the wee hours of the early morning. I guess you could say maybe the middle of the night. Today, Tuesday, September the 8th, there was a leak regarding Microsoft's next gen console, the Xbox Series S. Then Microsoft just went ahead and made it official. They also made official the prices of both of their consoles as well as the release dates, and we now know that they are both releasing on the same day, November 10th. The lesser of the two, the Series S, will be $299, while the Xbox Series X will be $499. And coincidentally, at the same time we're getting all this information, apparently there's now a commercial that has leaked. Take this with a grain of salt, even though it does look official and many people are posting this up, including some reputable sources. Still, we can confirm that it is from Microsoft, but it seems like it is. It's about 1.5 minutes long, and it goes over only the Series S. It talks about the next gen performance, how this is the smallest Xbox ever, and it's around 60% smaller than the Series X. It talks about that next gen speed from that custom NVMe SSD. You get those incredibly fast load times, seamless game switching. It's all digital. There is no game slot here, and it covers how you can game at up to around 120 frames, which for $299, I guess isn't all that bad. And then it just, goes over some other stuff here. At the end of the video, it shows you the Series X the Series S, along with some just kind of general specs on both sides of the system. So let's go over those real quick. And also let's talk about the ones that are not shown here that leaked in June. And before we take a look at those specs that had leaked, let's just cover the ones that are here that we know for sure. This is an all digital system. It's 1440p resolution at up to 120 frames, DirectX ray tracing, variable rate shading, variable refresh rate, ultra low latency, custom 512 gig SSD, 4K streaming media playback, so you get to see like your Netflix and whatnot in 4K, and 4K upscaling for games. Now, I don't know if that's going to apply. I'm assuming it's going to apply to the new games that come out for this upcoming generation, or maybe it's something that only applies to the previous generation games, but hopefully it will apply to the new games where it will upscale them to 4K, even though this does not have true 4K built in. Now, back in June, The Verge, along with other sources, released some information about the specs concerning Series S, which at the time was being called Project Lockhart. So let's take a look at some of those specs that are not listed here. Okay, so if we take a look at those leaked specs from back in June when this was called Project Lockhart, this Series S should have 8 gigs of RAM with about 7.5 gigs being usable. It should have a slightly underclocked CPU speed and around 4 teraflops of GPU performance. Now, in contrast, when you put that up against the Series X numbers, the Series X will have 16 gigs of RAM, where around 13.5 of those gigs will be usable. It will also have 12 teraflops of GPU performance. True 4K, you can game from 60 frames up to even 120 in 4K. It is 8K ready, and it comes with that custom 1 terabyte SSD. In addition, the Series X has a slot in the back where you can put another one of those proprietary 1 terabyte custom SSDs. You can stick it back in there. I don't know if later on they'll make, ones that are larger, but anyway, if you use one of those, when you plug it back in there, you will get the same performance from that one as you do from the 1 terabyte that's inside of the Series X. So you're not penalized at all for performance when you use one of those custom ones. Now you can expand your storage using an external USB storage device. This does have USB 3.2, but don't expect to get that same performance from that external USB that you would from one of these custom SSDs. So that's another question we have to ask ourselves here. Does the Series S come with that expansion slot in the back or not? It's hard to tell from this commercial because you can't see the back, and I have no idea. If it doesn't include it, that would mean that that was a way that they were able to, cut a little bit more corners to bring it in at that $300 price point, which would make sense if that slot is not included. That would mean you would either have to open up your system to be able to expand your SSD that comes with this. If you're able to do that, we all know on the Xbox One how much of a pain that was, or just use a regular external USB. So that's pretty much it, guys. That's the news that I wanted to share with you regarding Microsoft's next-gen console and this information that just came out. So let me know what you guys think, especially on the appearance of this Series S. To me, it looks like one of those cheap China knockoff consoles, the ones you buy for like 50, 60, maybe even 40 bucks that just come with some crappy emulators built in. I just think it kind of looks something like that. But then again, they have to make it inexpensive. So I guess I can understand why it maybe looks that way. Anyway, let me know if you're interested in getting one of these. Maybe you're going to hit up the PS5 instead. Or are you thinking into getting into PCs? Or maybe you're already into PCs and you're thinking about maybe holding off a bit and getting one of those new Nvidia cards. As of the making of this video, a few days ago, Nvidia put out some information regarding their next gen GPU cards, the 3000 series. And damn, it's crazy what you get for the money. It's so crazy that it's just almost comically stupid. The 3070 at 500 bucks outperforming a current 2080 Ti in every way. A 2080 Ti that cost around $1,000 to $1,300 bucks right now, depending on where you get it from. This 3070 beats it out, and it only costs 500 bucks. And that's the low tier. We haven't even gotten into the 3080. So anyway, I'll put a link to that video because you really need to check it out. I'm definitely getting one of these cards for sure, and I'm going to make a video about it. So let me know if you're even considering that as well. I appreciate you watching, guys. If you found anything here informative, useful, helpful, or just entertaining, or you want to throw some love or appreciation towards the channel, as always, the best way to do that is just to smash that like button. And don't forget to maybe subscribe if you haven't already. Much love going out to everybody out there. Be careful, guys. Be safe, but have fun. And we will see you on the next one.